Hey, 11th graders, it's Mrs. Middleton here, and I am talking about the book, The Things They Carried. My copy looks like this. It's by Tim O'Brien. Okay, so we just finished up with some interesting, interesting chapters about like how people showed their courage, weird things that people did in times of war. And today, the chapter it's called "The Sweetheart of the Song Trebong," and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of cover the chapter so you have background information because I think it's kind of a weird chapter. So, the premise behind all this is how do you tell a real war story? And this story, it talks about these guys, they're out hanging out one night, and one of them says, you know what, we should bring in a bunch of hookers. And one thing leads to another, and this guy gets to talking, and he thinks, you know what, I should fly my girlfriend over. It would be so easy. And so he flies his girlfriend named Mary Ann over to Vietnam, and she meets him in their combat zone. Actually, they were actually medics, so it was like if you ever watched the show MASH, it was supposed to be like something like that. It's just this army hospital, nothing's going on, and so he sends his girlfriend over. Um, but they share the compound with. So hang on, I got to check on the names again. But they share the compound with this group called the Greenies. And what they are, they're Green Berets, which, as we talked about in class, Green Berets are like the special forces of the Army slash, I think they're actually Marines. But as we go as we talk about the Green Berets, we're going to see that they're kind of an odd group of people, and they would almost have to be because their missions are really like they're brutal. Like they're going into POW camps, they're taking out Vietnamese officers, and they have to be like sneaky and like ninja like. So they have to have a certain mindset. But this guy named Eddie Diamond, his girlfriend Marianne comes over, and they talk about how everybody likes Marianne. Um, or actually, it might have been Mark Fosse. Sorry, but they talk about how much they like Marianne. She's cute. She's young. It's like she's 17. Maybe had just graduated from high school, and she wants to know everything there is about Vietnam, all the way from the country to being a soldier. And um, as they go on in the story, she starts to morph into something else. She becomes so caught up in being in Vietnam, and like they're teaching her how to be a medic, how to shoot guns, how to uh, all this stuff, and then she starts going out with the greenies or the green berets, and she starts morphing into this creature that or this being that nobody recognizes anymore. Like she went from like this hometown girl next door out to this very like I don't want to say secretive, but very private, very introspective person. And it really freaked out Mark Fosse, her boyfriend. He's like, first he thinks she's having an affair, then he doesn't know what to think, but the end result is one day she comes back with a necklace full of human tongues. It's really gross. Sorry, spoiler alert, but there we are. Um, and that just tells you how eccentric and bizarre her personality becomes during that time. I'm not going to give away the whole ending because I think it's a great chapter, but I think what Tim O'Brien wanted to show, number one, is that some of the war stories, like as ludicrous as they sounded, they really could have happened. In this particular chapter, I think he's also alluding, and this is just my opinion, But I think he's alluding to the fact that combat changes a person. It takes away the innocence of someone. And that part, I think we can all agree that that part is believable in this book. So anyway, that would be The Sweetheart of Trebong. I hope you enjoy it's such a bizarre chapter, but you have to read it. And then I had to reread it like 2 or 3 times the first time I read the book because it was so out there. I'm like, I don't know. So that's why I wanted to give you some background information. So I hope this helps.